This is a book about the fragility and resilience of human nature. It's about love and loves and loss. It's about Lily Crisp, who's a 52-year-old woman. She has been married to Paul Crisp for 26 years, lived on a ranch in Idaho, cow-calf operation, and her husband has died a year and a half earlier. She thought she was doing very well with the whole thing. She's had other losses in her life. They've slammed into her, and she hasn't dealt with them very well. She's kept it all inside. She's kept her secrets. They've knocked her off course, and she's continued with her life a little bit at an angle. She hasn't ever come back to that course that she set out for herself. About a year after Paul has died, she realizes she's not handling it as well as she thought. And the time has come in her life to look back at her whole past, to go in there, to get these things out so she can finally move on. So she goes to France. Her husband's mother, Justine Lafont, is French, and so his whole one side of the family is French. And there's an old stone farmhouse in southern France that overlooks the Mediterranean. She goes there. She has inherited this house. She takes 5 weeks. She has a 26-year-old son and a 9-year-old daughter, and her sister is taking care of, living on the ranch, taking care of the daughter. She goes with her Olivetti portable typewriter, and she's decided not to take her laptop because she's interested in the process of remembering, and she feels that if she's working on her laptop, it's much too easy to delete, to move things around. It goes so quickly, and what she really wants is to sit and think things through and then type it out slowly on this typewriter. So this is her rationale for Madame Olivetti, which is what she has christened her typewriter. At the same time, providentially, the winter before, her roof has leaked in France, and she has to hire a handyman, Yves Lebrun, to fix the leaky roof tiles. She comes to know Yves Lebrun very well, and in many ways. And Yves watches her writing all night, sort of in this anguish, and he says, "What are you doing, Lily? How can I help you?" And he says, "How can memories be so painful?" And he suggests that she tell him all her memories, but speak to him in English. He doesn't speak English, he only speaks French. So for her, it's a very safe way to speak her whole history and let it out to another human being, which she has never been able to do in her life. And she can do this with Yves, and she does. So this is a story that takes place in really rather warm, sensual places, the south of France and the rainforest of Chiapas, Mexico, and San Cristobal de las Casas, also in Chiapas. It takes place in Idaho, which is not warm and sensual, but it's a lovely place to be. And also in the north woods of Wisconsin, that has its colder days. But I write very visually, and I visualize the rainforest, and I've lived in all these places, so I've had the experience of being there. And I visualize them in my head, and then almost like a paintbrush, I write the places. And I love the sensuality of these places. I love words. I'm a word tinkerer. I work on every word that's in there to just try to capture what I'm trying to say. And so that's sort of gives you a brief introduction to the book. Now, this is not just a book for women, and I'm glad to see all you men here tonight, because Lily has men in her life, and I like these men very much in her life, and she does too. And it's about relationships, and I think there's a lot in it for men as well as women, because it's about all the different sides of love, long-term love, and love affairs, and young love, and paternal, maternal love, familial, sibling love, and the loss of love. And that concerns men and women. And so I think there is something in this book for all of you. So I'm going to read now about 5 passages from the book. They're not very long, so don't worry. But it will give you just a sense of what the book is about and a sense of my writing. So here goes.